I thought that I killed my father. Back in 1989, my dad pulled up at the house and he had this unbelievable, shiny, deep cherry red Italian scooter sitting in the trunk of his car. This is something that my brother and I had wanted for quite some time, and the fact that my dad actually brought it home for us was amazing. So we decided to give it a shot. First, my brother got on, put the key in, turned the engine over, and took it for a spin around the block. Then it was my turn. I got on, drove it around the block, wind through my hair. It was great. And then my dad decided to give it a shot, got on, drove it around the first turn, and it stalled out. So my brother and I ran down the street to assist him. We brought it back. We couldn't figure out what happened. We decided to later check out the user manual, and we saw the weight limit on the scooter was 180 pounds. Now, at that time, I weighed about 180 pounds. My brother probably weighed about 220 pounds. My dad weighed close to 400 pounds. So the scooter just stopped working. Well, it could have been a blessing in disguise. I mean, those things aren't safe anyway, right? But at the end of the day, there was a small piece called a magnesium key. It looks kind of like a slug. It's kind of like a piece of pie. I'm sorry, like a pie with a piece of it cut out, but it's metal, like a quarter or a slug. And this piece was something that we couldn't find anywhere in the States, because this was an imported scooter from Italy. It wasn't a Vespa. It wasn't just something you could just go into a Vespa store and get. So that began a search for the magnesium key, which was the key for this scooter to work. And we searched, and we searched, and we called motorcycle shops, and we called mechanics, and we called machine shops, and nobody could get us this magnesium key. It was pretty heartbreaking. So I want to flash forward 2 years. I'm in college. My brother's away at school. My parents go out of town. They go to Florida. And my friend Kurt, who's a very good friend of mine, I went to high school with him. He's kind of short with long, greasy, straight hair, and he was an artist. I always wore baggy clothes, and he used to do really fun things with paint and coffee, and anything he could find he would put on his artwork. I was always his biggest fan. Kurt was coming home for the weekend. I decided to hitch a ride, came back home, and while I was home I used my parents' car. They knew I was home. So on Sunday before I went back to school, I decided to take that magnesium key, the broken magnesium key, and I took it all the way to the lawnmower machine shop. Parked my dad's car. It was a really nice, at the time, a very nice silver Mercedes that he loved. Ran in, brought the key with me, and of course I was expecting them to say no, but they did say yes. They could machine me a new key, because they looked through all of their They opened up a tackle box full of small keys, and nothing fit. So they said that they could work on something for me. So I was all excited. I got in the car, backed up, and then crash. I swear that telephone pole was not there when I first pulled into the parking lot. Now granted, I was the only car in the lot. I mean, besides the owners, they were parked around the side. I wasn't even looking behind me. I just pulled out, smashed right into the telephone pole, sitting there in the middle of this parking lot. Of course, it wasn't my fault. It was the telephone telephone pole's fault. Needless to say, there was a lot of damage to my dad's car, but it was still drivable. So I drove his car home, and I wasn't sure what to do. I wasn't sure if I should call my parents in Florida and let them know what happened. I didn't want to ruin their vacation. Or should I leave a note? What would you have done? I left a note. Dear Dad, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is that the lawnmower shop down the street on Bodie Road will be able to create a new magnesium key. The bad news is I trashed your car and I'm really sorry. I didn't want to ruin your vacation. Please call me when you get the note. I love you. Bye. So I went back to school. My parents got home on Monday night. I didn't hear from them. I called. I talked to my mom. She said my dad was really upset. They got home at night. They didn't see the damage. Then they saw the note. They saw the note first. Then they saw the damage. I don't know about you, but I probably wouldn't be too happy either if I came home from vacation and my car was smashed. My nice new Mercedes car. So anyway, my dad died the following weekend. So maybe leaving a note wasn't the best thing that I'd ever done.